my fellow Americans. A short time ago, I ordered the United States Armed Forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical weapons capabilities of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching AMTV Alternative Media Television. It is, of course, Monday the 16th, 2018, and a major event is coming worldwide. A major event as a result of Syria. A retaliatory attack by Russia, China, nuclear-armed Iran, and of course the proxy, the war that's been fought, being still fought today as North Korea builds up its nuclear capability and its nuclear arms. Donald Trump's bombing of Syria, the second of which he's completed since coming to office, will have consequences. And this is what Americans need to understand. This is what the global community needs to understand. There will be consequences for these actions. Putin has said this. Putin is former KGB. He is a man of his word, and he's smart. He's like the Godfather. He doesn't immediately emotionally react to something. It's all been pre-planned. In fact, a Russian diplomat put this out over the weekend and said they've already taken the action steps needed to retaliate. So what's interesting to me is watching Wall Street today, we're getting a little bit of a rally on nothing, a little bit of a rally thinking that somehow tensions have de-escalated, when in actuality, it's the opposite. Tensions are heightened. Tensions are higher than they've ever been. Donald Trump, by bombing Syria just a couple of days ago, the second time, telegraphing that to the world, raining hellfire missiles and destroying the evidence on the ground. Think about this for a minute. Donald Trump just destroyed all the evidence. I thought Assad, allegedly, even though it makes no logical sense at all because he was winning the war, and it's the United States who have been arming and funding the terrorists on the ground, he just destroyed all the evidence of the alleged chemical attack. Think about this for a minute. Nobody was able to independently verify whether or not the attack even took place. We don't know if it took place, and we don't know who is responsible for the alleged tragic event. All we know is that because the president said so, and the dark state said so, and John Bolton said so, the U.S. said so, European Parliament said so, they decided to bomb the United States alongside with UK and France. Now, of course, Israel was the first to bomb here recently, a couple of days ago, attacking a sovereign, rightful government and starting a brand new war. So this has started a brand new war. What I expect in the future, again, the primary message of this video is expect full-blown retaliation. What do I think would be a likely event as a result of this? I think it is far more likely, instead of getting bombed by Russia, China, God forbid, there's a digital explosion, so to speak. We spoke about this during our live cast when this was happening real time. And of course, you heard it here first because we predicted it. We predicted the first bombing within 48 hours. We predicted the invasion of Syria that Barack Obama completed as part of the dark state years in advance. And Chad Booksam here, our contributor, predicted the airstrikes that just occurred a couple of days ago, before Israel hit, before the United States hit. So what can we expect? What would be a worst-case scenario? Think about this for a minute. Let's use critical thinking and logic. The worst-case scenario would be an electromagnetic pulse. It's otherwise known and called an EMP. That means all digital devices, the phone in my hand, the phones in your pocket, or hanging around with your wallet, computers and laptops and cars wouldn't start. Even if we had an EMP and they blamed it on North Korea, or they blamed it on Russia, right? Donald Trump is working with Russia, right? That's what the logic is. That's what the liberals are telling us. Donald Trump hacked the election along with Vladimir Putin, yet he's fighting a war against him. Doesn't even make any sense. See, the reality is nothing's changed. This is a geopolitical World War III scenario. This is a world conflict. This is what Representative Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard out of Hawaii told us not too long ago during an interview with Wolf Blitzer, and told us it again just a couple of days ago.
If the decision is made to launch a military attack against Syria, Russia has already responded, saying that they would respond to our U.S. strike. As this action is considered, can you justify for the American people how going to war with Russia over Syria serves the interests of the American people?
This is World War III. This is a World War III scenario. And so what is the worst case event that we could get as a retaliatory action is Putin buys time before he punches the United States and our allies right in the face? EMP, digital warfare, hacking. I mean, think about it. That would be the one thing that would instill the most fear in the American people, potentially be a false flag event. It would instill the most fear because Donald Trump, this war is still unpopular. He ran against it. He tweeted against it. He told Hillary Clinton during the debates that there would be World War III. Yet now that same man, punched up against a corner, is bombing as a result of being extorted, in my view, by the deep state. It's like Muhammad Ali in the background. He's done the exact opposite of what he said he would do geopolitically in handling Middle East policy. Instead, what he's done is escalate tensions. So are we supposed to sleep soundly into the night, knowing that Russia is willing, capable, and waiting in the rearview mirror? And 1 billion Chinese potentially are waiting to invade the United States of America? You know, liberals might want to reconsider the Second Amendment view that they have. God forbid we have an invasion on our homeland. We might even actually have to use our Second Amendment constitutional right to defend our homeland and defend ourselves, our families, our churches, our towns, our local communities. Things that liberals never take into account. I mean, they're too busy living in la-la land, which is the exact reason I would expect, God forbid, an EMP. Even if it was just for a couple of hours. We've already been pre-programmed through mainstream media, through television shows, through George Soros-owned Netflix. Susan Rice is on the board of directors. The liberals own it. They run the thing. That would be the expectation, to have, God forbid, an attack, the equivalent of the September 11th scenario. Now, we all know this to be true. We know there were no WMDs in Iraq. That was a lie. The State Department has admitted it. It was a false flag. Lusitania, false flag. Gulf of Tonkin, false flag. September 11th, false flag. Oh yeah, it was Saudi Arabian nationals on the plane. That's why we didn't invade them. We invaded Iraq and Afghanistan. It was Al-Qaeda's fault. And then Al-Qaeda disappeared and the State Department created ISIS. They came from nowhere, the new boogeyman. You do realize Russia is fighting ISIS. ISIS is the enemy. Russia has been bombing ISIS in the Middle East to try to attempt to defeat it. It's the United States that have been emboldening the terrorists. Assad has been winning. The rebels have been losing. So that's why the dark state and Donald Trump has gotten involved. Now, by the way, I diametrically oppose what's happening in this part of the world right now. I diametrically oppose this. I broke it all down in our last live cast. We predicted these events actually transpiring and taking place. I don't believe Donald Trump's even in control. I don't think he's calling the shots. He's being extorted. His attorney is under fire. Client-attorney privilege relationship is dead. His whole family is a target. You know, Donald Trump is getting a taste of what it's like to really be president of the United States. This isn't like running a corporation where you just call the shots. No, the dark state does. John Bolton does. These people behind the closed doors in the smoking rooms do. So this is what you need to ask yourself. What do they have planned next? More importantly, what is China going to do? What is Russia going to do? What is Iran going to do? People say, well, we don't care about North Korea, but they're a proxy for Iran. I've told you for years the reason you worry about North Korea because it's linked. China, Russia, Iran. World war. How else are they going to reset the debt? Where else do you think these $20 trillion are going to go? How the bankster elite, how are they going to get away with this crime? The trillions of dollars of bailouts and the 0% interest rates. They need a reset, baby. Take it from a guy who worked on the inside and quit and started a YouTube channel from his basement. They need a reset button. They need a brush fire. More importantly, they need a worldwide event to scare the American people, the global population, into what otherwise would be a very unpopular world war. Just like Pearl Harbor. After that attack, everybody was on board. Before then, didn't want to go to war again. We just got out of World War I. Millions of people lost their lives. It's all about psychological warfare, manipulation of the human masses, the sheep. You know, it's important you get this message out because people need to wake up. They need to understand what's coming. We've been 100% correct on all these issues. 100% right. And this is what my contacts tell me. This is what the intelligence officials that I know on the inside leak to me. An event is coming worldwide. Be prepared. You know, we've been running a food storage promo. People think it's a joke or something. By the way, I only have 2 units left on the 30-day. We are almost out of stock. So we will be out of stock by the time this video is released. And I only have got a few left on the 60-day storage. You should at least, people think it's a joke, you should at least have 6 months of food storage, in my humble opinion. At the very, very least 60 days, which we still got, by the way. Save 20% limited time. Click the link below. Don't even care if you buy from us. Just buy from somewhere. Get it. You're going to need it. You know, it's absolutely incredible that people just can't get this through their skull. They actually trust the government. They think the government's looking out for their best interest or something, like these events aren't going to happen again. Just because there was a couple world wars in the past, there won't be another one. It's like a forest fire. We had one up north not too long ago. It can't be contained. There's going to be a loss of life. And more importantly, it's what the dark state wants. It's a part of the pre-planned, engineered agenda, just like 2008 and 2009. Extort the little guy, steal tons of money, engineer trillion-dollar financial bailouts, and then jack up the system into a hyper bubble before the inevitable geopolitical World War III. What do you think the primary message of this channel has been for 10 years? Nothing's changed. So here's the deal. You can put your head in the sand. You can do nothing. You can live in fear. You can take action. You can get prepped. You can buy our food storage, 30, 60, while it lasts, 6 months, 12 months. Get a bug out back. You can do all that. You can get your ducks in a row. You can educate yourself. You can empower yourself with tools. What do you think we're doing with our courses? BitcoinRich.com and the 0 to 1 Academy, business and life coaching. We're empowering people to take action. Because you know what I think is going to happen? This is my honest gut. What I think is going to happen. We're going to have a continued stratification of wealth and poor here in the United States of America and worldwide. Super elite and total poverty. It's why Mark Zuckerberg, who's been testifying over the last couple of days, wants to give you a universal income. Keep the peasants happy, albeit they revolt. That's the agenda, man. That's the game plan. Get it through your freaking skull. That's where it's headed. So honestly, I haven't been sleeping soundly lately because I know there's going to be an event. I know that there's going to, God forbid, be an attack. I know Russia and China and Iran aren't kidding when they say they will retaliate as a result of Donald Trump and the dark state's actions in Syria. How many people have died already? 500,000 people. Total displacement of the Middle East. And by the way, this is going to be the liberal argument to bring more of these people over our borders as we engage in a new world war. You know, it wasn't too long ago that a bunch of Japanese Americans were rounded up like animals and thrown into concentration camps here in Arizona during World War II. Innocent Japanese Americans who did nothing wrong. And it can happen again. You bet your ass it can happen again. And it will, if you're not paying attention. So please, you know, I put all my faith in the big man upstairs, God himself, Jesus Christ, and you should too. But get our message out. Share it with your friends and family. This video should have 10,000 freaking likes. Send an email to your friends, your family members, your wife, your husband, your kids. Let them know. Be prepared. That's what we're doing. That's what we're talking about. I mentioned I picked up more water the other day, bought more food storage for myself. Click the link below. 20% off, limited time. Get it while it lasts. And if you don't do it here, do it somewhere else. But wake up. This is what's coming. Will we get the EMP? What do you think? I'm Christopher Green. Get it out everywhere. Make it viral. Hard-hitting it in your face. Click the link below to support us. Get your 60-day food storage or more while supplies last. Peace.